beach fishing with classic mullet slabs and mullet guts. Hi, my name's Roger Osborne. I'm down at the beach with my good buddy, Steve Starling.
I love this beach, mate. I've never been on this one before, and it's got some formation up that end. Not a lot where we are, but we've had to tuck down here to get out of the sou'easter. It's not the best of days. It's blowing a little bit. This would put a lot of people off going beach fishing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but not us, mate.
Not us.
Mate, we're just like kids.
And
we can't help it.
Not with the range of bait that you've got. You've got it so well covered. You've got mullet, you've got garfish, you've got beachworms. I've brought some prawns and some pilchards. If we can't catch something, well, there's something wrong. And I also brought my better half, my wife Jo, and she's already into it. Yeah,
Jo Starling, she's already got a line in the water. Now, in today's video, we're going to just discuss what we're doing and teach you everything that we're doing so that it'll help you with your fishing. Stick around to the end for a free PDF download which will outline some vital keys from today's session. So if you're enjoying these videos, we really do appreciate it when you like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. It's absolutely free and it really helps us to create new quality content. So let's get into it. So it was a little bit challenging today, hey Steve, with the wind and stuff, so that really influenced us in where we've gone fishing.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, I think you'd probably like to be up the other end of this beach where I can definitely see some more holes and gutters, but it's going to be really exposed to this southeasterly wind. So by tucking down this end, we're getting a little bit of protection from that headland, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we wanted to opt for getting out of the wind a bit, and really, this beach is kind of gutterless where we are, or gutless. But the good thing is that the waves are not breaking out a long way. We can get beyond the break into that beautiful green water and fish along the edge, along the back. And I totally expect we're going to get a few fish, Steve.
Oh, I like it. I like it when you talk like that. Let's get into it.
Oh yeah, I'm super pumped. Just quickly, if you're as passionate about fishing as I am, and you really want to improve and enjoy it even more, why don't you join Roger's Fishing Online Fishing Club, my membership. I've got some amazing people who are members and we all share our information with each other. There's so much content on there. There's all my fishing courses, plus there's a heap of stuff that's not available on YouTube. And there's no lock-in contracts. You can leave anytime you want. So head on over to rogersfishing.com and check it out. All right, and as usual, I like to have a sneaky cast with a beach worm first. Steve and I went beach worming today. Steve actually caught quite a few, which was awesome. And we got some beautiful worms with us, but we also went fishing for mullet. We got some lovely mullet, got some lovely fresh mullet that we caught in the local lake, got a few garfish as well. So we're going to be slicing these up and teaching you the best way to rig mullet fillets for bait. Starlo and I are going to have a bit of a forum on carving up mullet, and we're also going to try the mullet guts, because some of you guys will probably remember that mullet gut has been a great bait for a very long time. So we're going to utilise the whole fish pretty much in this session. Beachworms are like a tube, you know, they've got a guts down the middle or a hole down the middle of the worm, and you thread the worm carefully onto the hook, and essentially you're putting the hook down the middle of the worm. I try to keep the barb within the, really a worm's like a tube. I try to keep the barb of the hook within there, and I put a lot of worm on, just so it looks like a nice big piece of worm on the beach. Oh, sorry, out there in the water. Has Jo got a fish or has she got a weed fish? She's playing eyes at a weed fish.
Weed, I reckon.
I wonder if there's any beach worms here. Maybe. Although it's pretty much nearly high tide. It's only about an hour from high tide at the moment, and all I've done is cast my line out beyond the breaking waves. I'll pull it back towards myself a little bit. Now I'm just going to wait and see if I get a bite. I've got two lovely worm baits on this rod, and while there's really very little structure on this part of the beach, there's no defined holes or gutters. So in this instance, really the waves are breaking in a straight line along this stretch of beach. So I'm just landing my bait just behind where the waves are breaking. I don't want to be really too far out. I'd rather be just at the back of where they're breaking. I can see a really small trough to my left, about 80 or 90 metres away down the beach. It's not very deep, but it's the sort of spot that might hold bream and whiting. Hang on, I just had a nibble. Oh yeah, I'm getting a bite. Ooh, yep, getting a bite. Just waiting. What's going on? Oh, I just had to strike because I had a bit of slack in my line, but have I got a fish? Don't think I've got a fish. Oh yeah, I think I got something small. Or do I? No, I don't. My bottom bait's pretty much been taken. But you can see that's all that's left of the worm bait I had on that hook. And I didn't set the hook on that fish. They weren't big bites, so were kind of just little, like a whiting really. But it was encouraging to get a bite, so that's cool. When I'm casting my line out, I don't really want to land in all these shallow suds on the shore. You can see it's obviously very foamy and shallow. I want to get beyond that. And I can see that Joe Starling has spied that little gutter that I had my eye on. She's gone for a little walk down the beach. Oh! Oh! That was all of a sudden.
Whatever this is, it just grabbed it. It didn't muck around. Got some weed on the line as well. I'll try and bounce that weed off. There we go. Not really sure what this is. Just started to rain. It is not the nicest of days. Oh my. You're not going to believe it. It's a Jewie.
Is that a Jewie? Ah! Whoa!
Look at that. A little mulloway. What a beauty. He's only a pup. But they're just a magnificent fish at any size. Look at that little row of portholes down along its lateral line. Oh, I love them. They're just such a beautiful fish. Well and truly undersized. So I'm going to get the hook out. He nailed that worm. Up on the north coast of New South Wales, they really favour beach worms as a bait for mulloway, and it's something that doesn't get used as much down here on the south coast, but they love them. I can hear him croaking. What a gorgeous little fish. Oh. All right, I want to get him back in. Wow, that is so good. Off you go, mate. Whew. And the rain comes down.
Hey mate, how's that?
A Jewie.
I know.
Joe's on.
Ah! She's got a worm on now.
She's got a whiting.
I like, you know, when you get a solid hit like that.
Yeah.
Aggressive. I think I was getting small whiting bites
I reckon.
before.
Yeah, like that one that Joe just got.
Yeah.
Got him?
A bit of weed.
Yeah. Oh, there's a fish
I've got
there
a fish.
as well, I reckon.
Yeah, I've got a fish and weed, I think.
There's a bit of salad out there.
Yeah. Just want to get this weed off my line.
And a little whiting.
Whiting and weed. It's a mix, it's a fruit salad or a weed salad. Oh, come here. Get this off. It's a beautiful whiting. Not huge, but they are delicious. So we've had a little bit of action to start off with. Steve got a lovely little dewy, which is a bit of a surprise, just on a beach worm. I've caught a small whiting and so has Joe. But pretty soon we're going to switch over to the beautiful fresh mullet that we have, and we're going to fillet that up and just show you what we're doing how we're baiting that up, how we're putting it on our hooks. But when you're getting bites, it's tempting to just keep fishing. So we'll have to stop that because it's high tide in about 15 minutes. And it's probably high tide tonight about an hour before dark. But it's not bad conditions, it's overcast. A little bit of weed in the water, not too much. We've got a fish of some description. No wonder that whiting felt a bit heavier than what it was.
Yeah.
Well, that whiting's a little bit bigger than the last one.
Yeah.
This whiting's a bit bigger, but no wonder it felt heavier because of the stingray that's on there as well. So I ended up with a whiting and a stingray. So I'll just remove this guy. Like, he's big enough to keep that guy. These little things can be annoying, can't they? The thing is, oh, I'm getting bites, look at that. Gonna go again, what's happening? Yeah, it's kind of swam towards me.
Ah.
Oh. But this is no good conditions like this because it's not really going anywhere.
No.
Like if you've got a hole that's going straight out in front of you, I think I've got some weed on the way in. I had a fish, but the weed tangled it. So unfortunately the fish got off when my line came through the weed, which is unfortunate, and I can see that the fish was on my top hook because that's the one where the bait's gone. So it felt all right, but anyway, I got to untangle this this weedy mess. Go up. Oh, look at this.
She's on.
The rod's going. It's not coming in straight away. Brim! Look at that. That's a lovely brim. I've noticed that the weed is starting to move down the beach towards where we're fishing, so there was a big patch of weed to our right and I can see it moving down this way, so I'm going to walk to my left a little bit just to try and escape the weed because we're getting weed fairly often when we cast out at the moment, and if I can get out of that weed, that'll be good. This is that little trough, or that little gutter that I spoke of before when I was looking along the beach. I've just cast out the back, but you can see there's like a little deep trough right on the shore here. It would be even worth just flipping my line in just along the edge there. But it actually turns around and heads out to sea a little bit just here. So first of all, I've just cast out the back of that to see if I can get any bites out there.
Should we move up then?
We could. Why not?
Quickly move the gear up there.
And look, the weed is really coming across here, so let's do that. We're going to move up the beach just to avoid the weed. Little bit of a shower.
Yeah, annoying.
That rain is moving in a bit. There wasn't actually any rain predicted, but I can see there's quite a big shower moving in this way. Hopefully it's not as big as it looks. I'm not dressed all that warmly.
No, me neither.
There might be a few bream out here. Not particularly big, he's certainly legal, but because I've only just pinned him, I'll let him go. He'd be just about legal. I use the span of my hand, which is 23.5 centimetres. That fish is about 25, so he's right on legal. But came off really easily, so back he goes. All right. Wonderful conditions. That was a bream just legal that I got.
But you got a bite pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It's a little bit wild and woolly, isn't it?
It is a bit. I don't know how we're going to go. We might have to
You and I
pull the
should
pin.
just say something to camera
Yeah.
about it just now while we're chatting.
Oh, Roger, what have you brought me into here, mate?
It's a bit cold, isn't it, mate?
It's cold, it's windy, it's raining. It's not all that pleasant, but the fish are biting, so we'll give it a couple more casts.
Yeah, look, and I've got like a really thin shirt on. You've just got a shirt on.
Yeah, I've got a really thin, wet shirt on. Woo!
I'm not sure if I've got one. I was getting a rapid fire of bites. If I do have one, it's only small. But no, yeah, I don't think I do, but we're certainly getting some bites. Now, mullet has been used for bait for how long, Steve?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think they were probably using it off the ark.
Probably. And you know, they catch these in America.
All over the world. Britain, they're really big in the UK.
That's incredible. Mullet are such a, you know, they're everywhere in the world, in South Africa.
Yep.
And they really are a great bait. They're a great bait live. They're really good bait filleted. And I know, Steve, you've prepped a rig. Steve's got a 2-hook rig that he has snooded together. So we're just going to fillet this mullet. Now, when you use mullet fillet for bait, you want to remove the scales. So we're going to scale it first. So we're going to whack him down here. This knife's pretty sharp, Steve. So I'm going to use the top end of the knife.
And the reason that we're taking the scales off is that they can easily obstruct the hook point. When you go to set the hook on a fish that eats that bait, it's very, very easy for one of those scales to get on the point of the hook and stop it penetrating.
Now, when you fillet, I'll show you what I do, and you can let me know if you do it any different. When you're filleting a mullet for bait, I don't fillet it the same way that I would fillet a fish to eat.
No.
All I normally do is I'll just actually come through there come down to the backbone. Obviously, I'm mindful of where my fingers are. I think I might have gone a bit too far down then, actually.
Your knife's too sharp.
Yeah, so I really want to kind of run this up just above the backbone, so I'm just going to follow it's a bit rough.
That's all right.
But I'm just going to go down the fish like this, like that.
That's great.
So that's a little, look at that, you can see all the goodies in there. It's a female. It's a lot of roe in there.
Now, would you use that fillet? You could use it whole, or you could split it down the middle, or you could cut it into 4, couldn't you?
Yeah, look, if you cut that into 4, you'd cut it there.
Yeah.
Now, I think sometimes I like to be neat, Steve.
It's too late for that now.
Yes, it's not the perfect fillet.
As my old man used to say, looks like it was filleted with a hand grenade.
Yes, that's very good. But you know, when you're filleting it for bait, you don't really have to be all that precious, do you, Steve?
No. In fact, I think the predatory fish like it a bit rough and ready.
So what I'm going to do, I've actually got a set of ganged hooks on my already rigged up. I'm going to cut this in a long strip about the size or length of a pilchard or a garfish, and I'm going to put it on the ganged hook side. So I think I'm going to use this meaty part here for bait. So I'm going to come in next to the bones there and really just cut the length of that down there like that. So I've pretty much cut that in half, but I've got this lovely long strip of flesh. That would go well, what do you reckon, on a ganged hook?
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, there's not much in the ocean that won't eat that. And the thing with it is, even though that's quite a big bait, there's no reason why you won't catch a brim or a dart or a flathead on that as well, because they'll come up and chew on one end of it, and when you've got ganged hooks in it, you're going to pin them.
Yeah, and things like tailor and salmon and mulloway, of course. Now, Steve, I've hacked that fillet up a little bit, but there's still one side left, so...
You're going to redeem yourself now, are you?
Well, no, I was thinking I would hand the knife to you, Steve. Hopefully he does a better job than what I did in hacking that mullet up.
Look, I think Roger did a fine job, and I agree with him. You don't fillet them the same way for bait that you would for the table. You're not after maximum meat yield, you're after the yummiest bait that you can get.
Oh, that's pretty good. I think that's a bit neater than mine, Steve.
Oh, fractionally, but... And I like to not really have any bones in there for a bait. I figure if the fish can just swallow it down without having to pick around the bones, they're a bit like kids. If they can eat it easily, they will. So there you go. And I'm going to put that on my 2-hook snooted rigs. I've got 2 fairly large suicide patterned or octopus pattern hooks snelled to a 30-pound leader. I'm going to whack that on there and get it out, because we're in the witching hour right now. It's just about dark, and if we're going to catch a mulloway, I reckon it'll be in the next 20 minutes.
Joe's got a fish. Oh, what is it, a salmon? What is that? It looks like it's a decent... If it's a whiting, it's a big one.
Oh!
It is a
Yeah,
whiting.
it's a decent whiting.
I think that's a whiting,
illegal.
mate. Now that's a lovely whiting, isn't it?
That is a lovely whiting.
Yeah, he's a solid one. He's the biggest one so far, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon he'd almost be legal.
Yeah, he's well and truly.
He might be a little snack.
I think Joe's winning at the moment. She's caught the best edible fish.
We'll have that one to eat. Look at that bait, Rog.
Oh, look at that. Gee, I like that. This is Steve's bait, actually. He's got 2 hooks that he's snooted together there in this beautiful piece of mullet, and he's going to whack it straight out. I won't hold you up any longer, mate. I might have a fish on my rod. That was probably the worst combination that you can get. Weed and stingray. So the weather really has packed it in pretty bad. We got to fillet that mullet. Steve has got a mullet bait out, and so have I. I've got that long strip of mullet on a set of ganked hooks that I've whacked out there. And I'm going to hold on to this rod because if something decent takes it, I want to be holding it. But it's pretty miserable here at the moment. I'm quite soaking wet, but we're having a bit of a fish. We may not be able to keep filming because each time it starts raining, we've actually got to stop filming. We've just got to protect all of our camera gear and microphones, etc. So if we get another break in the rain, we'll come back and we'll do some other stuff with the mullet.
Got him. Yep. There we are, a tailor. And that was on the strip of mullet. If you turn them upside down like that, they'll often keep nice and still. A lot of fish will do that.
If you'd like a free PDF download of some vital keys from today's session, hit the link in the corner or in the description below.
Well, I tell you what, there's some fish out there, but you've got to be pretty keen to stay here in these conditions. A fillet off that would make a really good bait as well. I'm going to pop it back in, and I think we might be thinking about packing up.
Mate, it is flipping freezing. It's soaking wet. You've got your wife out here in all this weather.
She's still fishing. She's out there somewhere. I'm going to find her because I want to go home.
Yeah, I tell you what, there's been a few different species of fish, hey?
Look, I think there's plenty of fish out there and they're quite active, but the conditions are against us.
Yeah, no, it's turned pretty bad. So thanks so much for watching us. We have a lot of fun doing it and we just love making the videos. So we'll see you all very soon in the next video.